What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. You look dapper.
Well, thank you very much. It's a very special day. And you, my friend, seem to be filled with much more energy recently. Is there some secret behind this burst of new Mick?
Yes, there is, sir. I am 39 pounds lighter since July 27th when I started on Noom.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you. I'm
fantastic.
still. I got on the scale this morning, and now I've been at 496 for a couple of days now,
hmm
and I'm like, I just want that 40. I'm 40, and I want my 40.
You're getting there,
And
buddy.
I'm like, and so I step on the scale, and you know how it does that fluctuating thing until it rests.
hmm
I get down to 490. I go down 495, 494, 496, 495, 494,
Just trying
495, 496,
to.
and then it lands on 496, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Well, it just means the next round you get to lose 2 pounds and crush that.
That's true. So I'm gonna get my 40 and plus. I'm very happy with it. I make wiser choices as I eat throughout the day because I'm starting to learn more and more about myself and my eating habits and what I want to do.
Right.
Like tonight, I had to go out because I was working at a film festival and I was at the Alamo Draft House. And normally, I might get like something fried or something easy. And I got a Caesar salad. No, just a Caesar salad.
Wow.
A nice light one, a small bowl, and some fish and chips.
That's great, man. I'm very happy to
Mhm.
hear you making those changes and moving forward, brother. And all of it thanks to Noom.
Yes, cannot thank Noom enough. It really helps and teaches you a lot of stuff. So, guys, Noom has daily lessons, personal coaching sessions, and support groups, tracking systems, and more. They're not going to tell you what you can or can't eat, because they don't believe in the good or bad foods. Instead, they'll give you the knowledge and the wisdom you need to make informed decisions to fit your lifestyle. So, guys, go check out our affiliate link, take the test. See if it works for you. It's down below. It's on thescenesnobs.com. It's on our link tree all over. You can find it. And yes, I really think this works. It's helping me. It's making me make better choices in my eating habits and my exercise habits and more. So go try Noom today, guys.
I definitely love seeing the fact that it's such a fantastic tool that you have the desire, you have the drive, but now you have the education and you have the pieces you need to be able to continue being successful on your journey.
Yeah, man. I cannot advocate for it enough. Go try Noom, everybody. Now, let's start the show. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking for the very cool graphic. There it is.
Hey, there it is.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Geek Fest Live. This is our live show where we sit and we talk about all the geeky things that are going on in movies, television, and more. Today was Disney Plus Day and a very important day of Star Trek Day.
Why, yes, one of the greatest days in all the land, my friend. September 8th. This is the day we honor September 8th, 1966, the first airing of any episode of any Star Trek show ever, the original series, The Man Trap.
The Man Trap. It's such a good one. So, I mean, I got to tell you that, I'm very excited. I'm glad that we did this, and it's we celebrate Star Trek in such a way because we've been doing this since we started the Scene Snobs. September becomes we used to do a week.
We used to.
We used to, and
A week is a
we
lot.
we will go back to that.
I
I
hope
know
so.
we will. Because that first week was great. We had panels, we had script reads, but it was, what it was? It's pandemic. Everybody was available. You could do it. And then the next year, like, we had some interviews, we had some good times with it. But we had to do like a couple of days of it. And then this year, so just to go crazy, we have the Skyline Indie Film Fest, which we sponsor and like we work with and things like that. We had our regular shows. we I'm moving,
hmm
as of today. I'm a homeowner again. So like it's just,
Congratulations.
thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And so it's just been super crazy, a lot of fun. But if you guys want some more Star Trek, we do have a great interview with Will Wheaton you can go check out.
Yes, we do. It was pretty fantastic.
And I got to tell you, Case, before we get into everything, let's say, hey, Chris is here. What's going on,
What's up,
Chris? How you doing,
Chris?
buddy?
How you doing, buddy?
watching you guys on a 65-inch TV. That's too big for us. I'm too big for a 65-inch TV. You don't want to look at all this.
Gosh, I must look like average.
To match the ego that was mentioned in the last life. That's true. I do have a big ego.
It is pretty huge.
I gotta tell you, my ego took a blow tonight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna spread some truths for a second here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk any shit. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna do anything other than talk about something that I noticed that, as a filmmaker, really bothers me.
All right, fire away, brother.
Would you take this journey with me?
Of course I will. Wherever we may go, my friend.
Well, I want to pull this up. So, there is a film here in the area of Winchester that has been boasting for about a year now. They filmed last year, and they've been on this festival circuit and things like that. And now 3 people that were a part of that film, there has been a beef between the Scene Snobs and them. Now, if I looked at it from my perspective, I really think that they've done some wrong towards me. They might think on their end that I've done some wrong towards them. I don't know what that is, and I have gone to great lengths to figure this out and ask, like, what did I do? And most people that were involved in the situation that were mutual have said nothing. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything like that, and I know that I can rub people the wrong way, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with, like, I can accept that. If somebody comes to me and says,
look, different strokes for different folks. Not everyone's going to get along, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. That's the thing. But on top of it, I've always tried to support these people. Like, 2 of them started a podcast. Never, I've even, when they started their podcast, I put it out there and said, hey, go check this podcast out. I'm not going to hold an ill will because you start a podcast. Go for it. I'll even tell you right now, go check out their podcast. I don't listen to it. I don't know if it's good, but go check it out. Why not? It's a horror podcast. It's The Fright Stuff. Oh, that's a cool name too, by the way. They have a really cool
name. Strong name.
So go ahead and check it out if you want to. I don't listen to it. I had a big falling out with those people, so I just don't have anything to do with them. But I will never tell people not to. And there is another person who made a film. She's a filmmaker, and she also has another podcast and things like that. And I will not be mentioning it. Well, I will be mentioning it kind of, but I'm not going to bash anybody or anything like that. But I am going to say, I found out today, because their movie was in the Skyline Indie Film Fest, that I backed it. I backed it because on their Kickstarter, because I wanted to help. Because I'm like, I don't care if we're not talking. I truly believe in filmmaking, and I know the hard process of making a movie. I know it sucks.
And we support indie filmmakers all the way through.
Yeah.
I think that's something we've put our money where our mouth is several times over in that regard.
And regardless of how I feel about this person, because of something that she hurt me with something she did, like the way she treated me in a way, that hurt me and caused me to say, I can't have anything to do with this person anymore. She did that to me. But even after that, I went around, I saw they were making a movie. All of them were making this movie. She wrote and directed it. Now, I will say this. She's very talented. She's very smart. She's a very smart woman.
Yes, she is.
And I have no doubt she probably wrote and directed. And I was going to watch it, but I found something out, and I don't even know if I can watch it now. I have no doubt that she probably wrote and directed a very good movie. And with a good message. I knew what it was about because I had followed it, and I got updates because I backed them. I got like monthly updates from them. So I donated, and I donated. I don't have a ton of money. I'm not made of money, so I donated what I could. But what I donated came with a credit. I didn't ask for a credit. I just donated a certain amount, and then you'll see that in a second. And if you look up that amount, it says there's a credit, a thank you in the credits. So I went to the credits. I went to the theater, because I was for Skyline. I was filming some stuff, and I'm putting together a video package for them and things like that. I go in, I looked at the credits. Now I came back home and I pulled them up. My name is nowhere to be found in any of these credits. It's not there. I've had other people look just to make sure I'm not going crazy.
Do you think maybe she put like There's a secret name in here.
Unless it says "fuck you, Jones," then I
I
doubt it.
mean,
But
that's possible. Is there a
no,
fuck you, Jones?
no, I have no doubt these are people who backed, but I backed too, and I got receipts.
Mm-hmm.
I backed, did my 35. I can even pull up the website for the Kickstarter that says the $35 I put
You
in.
might.
Um, damn it. I'll edit that later.
Thank you.
Regardless of all that, I do want to say that I'm pissed off. When you make a movie and you do a Kickstarter, that is a bond you are trying to forge with
Mhm.
people you're asking to help you out. And when you're a filmmaker, you need to stick to that. If you promise a credit or you do this or you do that, stick to it. Now, if they had said, "Listen, we don't want your money, we don't like you, we don't want," fine. But you took the money
Mhm.
and the credit should have come. And now I'm annoyed.
Yeah, well, understandably so. You were promised something and you didn't receive it. I think that's pretty clear, cut and
Yeah.
dry. That is
So
a fair grievance, sir.
yeah. So I need it, and it just recently came to my attention. So I was annoyed and I want to talk about it. And I'm gonna put it on my platform.
Hmm.
Because if you're gonna do that, I'm going to put you on blast. Just like I know had I done that to any one of them, I would be put on blast.
Hmm.
You know, these are people that I kept my mouth shut about when they screwed me over, when they were being mean to me, when they were screwing with me, the whole 9 yards. I kept my mouth shut. I just walked over. I did nothing. You know this. You were there. You saw me.
Yeah.
And I just rolled over and just let it go. Not with this, because this is messed up.
Yeah. I mean, that was a legit thing that, you shouldn't do. If you promise something if you fund as promised, then that should be delivered upon. Now, I
Yeah.
understand if you run out of t-shirts or whatever it may be, like that happens. That's
Yeah.
cool. And most people usually update with that. This one's a little different.
Yeah. But you know what? It is what it is.
More
I put it
importantly, my friend, that's in the past.
That's in the
That's
past.
dead.
It is what it is. I don't care. I'm not wishing them any harm, not wishing them anything like that, but I am upset. That is that is a lousy thing to do to somebody who backed you.
It is.
And if a message can be taken from any other filmmaker that may watch this or listen to this, I don't care what personal issue you have with anybody. If they back your thing and you take their money, have some integrity and do what you say you're going to do. So, with that being said, I want to get into the fun stuff. It is Disney Plus Day. It is Star Trek Day.
Just Star Trek Day.
Now let's talk about this. Let's get into Star Trek first.
Yes, thank you.
Well, actually, should we mention the Queen?
Yeah, yeah. You know
Yeah,
what? We
I
have
feel
to
like
mention Queen Elizabeth II has
yeah.
passed
I
earlier
mean,
today.
have we figured out what it was yet? Was it a banana peel?
I don't think so. I don't think they're
What do
going to
you
be looking for Naked Gun Suspect.
what do you think um, the Queen's favorite movie is? And I got this question from Tim.
Probably the Queen.
Really? I was
Yeah, I mean
thinking,
Helen Mirren crushes that role, and
maybe.
Michael Sheen is a way more attractive Tony Blair. I think we can all agree on that.
I was thinking Drive Angry
Oh, you know what? I could see that one being it. Or Bridges over Madison County.
or Paparazzi.
Ooh, that's brutal. That's brutal. Wow. Wow.
Uh, it's amazing.
Castaway, where she
It's
just
amazing when
imagines it being someone else. Like maybe her son is Castaway as Tom Hanks. She's like, oh, that would be delightful.
oh yeah, I shaved my head.
Nice. What?
Yeah, I completely
Looks good,
forgot.
bro.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. So I'm a maniac. So we get into it, and we're doing Star Trek Day. So rest in peace, Queen,
Hmm.
Elizabeth II. Let's get into Star Trek Day,
The
where
queen
they
is
don't.
dead. Long live the king.
Oh Jesus, yeah. The monarchy's so stupid. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I realize it's just something I don't like. It's just it's.
We fought a war to get away from them. So of course we only watch them like it's some weird. To me, it's like a zoo. Like walking up and like I feel like visiting Buckingham Palace would very much just be like, oh my goodness, look at how these strange people live. Oh, look at how odd that is. Oh
It's
my.
so
And they have all
odd.
this power and they just take your money. How lovely.
let's be real. There are more regal Kardashians.
Oh, that was
There
a
really are.
weird blow. I wasn't ready for that. I don't know if I can completely agree with that. I don't.
Well, no, if you think about it, okay, so England's been around for how many years?
Lots.
Now, 1,000 years, let's say, right?
Cool.
So, yeah, of course, their royal family, their family that we pay attention to, and we listen to, and we focus on, of course, is very real because
Hmm.
that was what was set upon for 1,000 years.
Correct.
Now, America's a much younger country. Um,
Yes.
and our family that everybody seems to be paying attention to and listening to and blah 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 of course is a bunch of trash because as much as I love America, we do love us some trash.
Well, I mean, we spend money on it, and that's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. We don't fix hunger, child hunger in this country, but
That's why we need to get to matter replication already, so we no longer have need for money, and then we can rise above, like in Roddenberry's wonderful world of Star Trek.
I'm not letting you get there.
Damn it.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been so excited.
So today was Star Trek Day, and absolutely I'm excited about this because it's one of my favorite days ever. It's like Christmas part deux for moi. It's pretty amazing. This year was no exception with a whole lot going on. We managed, where this is celebrated is on Paramount Plus. They did a couple hours of different panels, different previews. They had some teasers and trailers that they put out, a lot of some first look stuff, and some great interviews. And it was really well done. It was kind of hilarious and weird and felt a little ad hoc, like a stage on the side of a convention that you would anticipate seeing, I don't know, some third rate artist talking about that one time they penned Spider-Man. So the fact that you get this, it was really special with Tawny Newsome and Paul F. Tompkins were actually the ones who were overseeing it. They were fun. They were good. There was a lot of weird technical flubs. It kind of felt like one of our shows when we have
Mhm.
moments of, oh no, which doesn't happen often. I feel like we even put a better production on. So maybe they need to talk to you next year, bro. Because you're the master of this. You're the true master of ceremonies for Star Trek Day. So some of the cool stuff that they came out with, they had several different groups out there, different cast members. So we got to see Picard came out with, what was it? Patrick Stewart and
Mhm.
Jerry Ryan was there, Michelle Hurd. So that was a fun panel. That was really fantastic. They did have the lower decks there with Paul Tompkins, Tandy Newton, and then Noel Wells, who plays Tandy. Then they had some of the Strange New Worlds cast come out, which was really rad. It was pretty much the entire Strange New Worlds cast, save Anson Mount, because apparently he was away, couldn't make it.
Mhm.
So then they also had Discovery is currently shooting up in Toronto. So they flew up there and had videos of that, and Wilson Cruz doing this behind the scenes walkthrough. It was a lot of fun. It was a cool
Nice.
little experience that they put together. I liked it. But February 16th is a very important date because that will be the final season of Picard. That's Picard season 3 will be beginning there. We got to see the first look for that, which was
That's
pretty
awesome.
rad. The trailer's pretty awesome. Then we also got to see something that I'm super excited for. So, Strange New Worlds, my new favorite show, had lost their chief mechanic. If you haven't seen that, go
Mhm.
watch it now. So, actually, pretty amazing news. Carol Kane will be joining the cast.
I saw that, man. I'm excited for
Yeah,
it.
that is going to be really cool. I've always loved her as an actress. She's obviously one of the best parts and most memorable parts of oh gosh, Princess Bride. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I was thinking Bridesmaids Prince, and I'm like, well, that can't be
She
right.
was she's great in everything.
She really
She was great
is.
in Scrooged.
Oh God,
Um
amazing and Scrooged.
if you ever watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, her character was brilliant.
Yeah, this is pretty great. And the rundown for her character is highly educated and intelligent. This engineer suffers no fools. Pelia is her name, and Pelia solves problems calmly and briskly, thanks to her many years of experience. So she's gonna be hilarious, is what I'm getting. Is
Don't
we're gonna
doubt that.
get that another Tig Notaro like character whom I love in Discovery. She's fantastic. So that was a lot of fun. They did also have a behind the scene look, like I said, of Discovery season 5, which is currently shooting. So that was very cool. They did get to some more stuff on lower decks, and more about season 3 of Prodigy, which has been shockingly great. So if you
Have
haven't
you
watched
watched it?
Prodigy, so I've watched the first 4 episodes of season 1, and I like it, and River loves it.
Nice. Well,
And
yeah,
River
I kind of feel like it was probably more geared towards kids. So
100%. But the what they do with Janeway is a lot of fun. What they do with the crew, kind of growing into their own, this sort of training crew that's now running a vessel, it was pretty radical. So I've
nice.
enjoyed it, and of course, if anything that'll get my daughter into Star Trek is 100% great. So
Oh yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so there was a lot of cool stuff. It was a great experience. It was nice that they did that, and it was streaming for free, so you can check that out on Paramount Plus. That was pretty
Very cool.
radical. And in the meantime, if you just want to watch more shows, just watch Strange New Worlds, the entire season. Season 1 is out. Go check it out.
I am very excited for it. I think I honestly I think coming down to it, when you have this much going on with Star Trek, where it's growing constantly
Hmm.
and pushing forward and everything else. I'm so glad that they're making Star Trek Day something like this
Yeah.
that you can really like sink your teeth into and really enjoy. Um,
Absolutely. I mean, you're getting into this stuff. They're giving you all the characters and they're making it a thing. They're making it an event. I mean, we already have, Star Trek, the event in Las Vegas. There's Star Trek, the cruise. There's all kinds of fantastic things to get to really, they've grown the fandom as they've understood that, like, oh, yeah, still Star Trek's a thing. Like, I mean, Netflix proved that when they pretty much shattered records with everybody just watching Next Gen over and over again. And then DS9 got its massive resurgence because people were finally able to watch that in its entirety all the way through as it's serialized, and that's the way it was meant to be watched. So,
yeah, and it's funny because you get Disney Plus Day, which was like a big day for streaming, and we were talking about that as well, and the news with it and stuff like that. But I feel like Star Trek Day actually overshadowed Disney Plus Day, which is not an easy feat to do.
well, I mean, this is one of those things where Star Trek is continuing to grow. Disney is kind of faltering and struggling with some stuff. And when it comes to social issues, man, Star Trek's always going to win. So if anyone's suffering from any sort of, issue with any decision making from the higher ups, like maybe Disney might be a little bit having to backpedal in a few places, Star Trek's going to win out. Plus, Star Trek, this is our day. This is the day, September 8th, 1966. This was the day that started it. This launched a million shows. It's fantastic. And careers have been launched on because of Star Trek. People we love, people we appreciate, we've bonded and become friends with because of that. So I really, really love this day above most. Also, I forgot to mention a fantastic tribute to the late Nichelle Nichols, which was
Yeah,
just beautiful.
that's
And
sweet. That's really awesome.
yeah, and the current actress who plays Uhura, Celia, I can't remember her name right now. That'd be rude to just throw that out. She had a
Mhm.
wonderful little piece, a bit where she mentioned, if she gets to be 1 millionth as good and just take one little part of Uhura and be able to just really embody that and show that, then she would be, impressed. And
Yeah,
she just hopes to not screw it up. And it's like, I think she's doing a great job. I don't think she'll tarnish it. I think that the legacy has now been handed off well enough. You can do Spock as well as they did. They've done Kirk fantastically. They've really nailed everybody throughout Beyond. I mean, all the J.J. Abrams reboots. They did a great job there. Carl Urban playing Bones was fantastic. Chris Pine destroyed the Kirk role. He
yeah.
did a fantastic job. And then you have Zachary Quinto, he was Spock. I mean, he would just nailed it. So and I mean, everybody in that cast was really fantastic. Zoe Saldana as Uhura was wonderful. Johnny Cho as Sulu was fantastic. The late
Well,
Anton Yelchin.
well, to kind of and not to abandon Star Trek, we'll talk about it a little bit more. But I know you have to go soon. You
I
have
do,
a bunch.
yes.
You have a big thing you got to do, and we're probably going to end the show there. So just to cover a few other things, like with Disney Plus, they had three pretty big things coming out, and they have some stuff coming out back out re-release in theaters, and things, and a lot of like sing-alongs and stuff come out. But the big things were Pinocchio live action,
Okay.
the new Cars TV show that stars Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy,
Oh, wow.
and She-Hulk. Another episode of She-Hulk came out.
Sweet.
So I have not had a chance to check out Pinocchio. I checked out like the first 10 minutes of it so far. I'm watching with my kids, so I'm waiting for them, and then I'll
Wait,
review
it's
it.
already out, released out?
Yeah, they released it today
Oh,
for
wow,
Disney
dang.
Plus Day. So it's
Okay.
on Disney Plus. You can check it out. I am very glad some things touched down on. Everything looks the same, but in a live action field.
Okay.
I love that they kept the look of Pinocchio. I'm so glad they didn't change it. That is such an iconic look. Every time, and I think that's where other Pinocchio movies sort of fall.
Like the 2002 Roberto Benigni?
Yeah, for sure. But like Guillermo del Toro is doing a Pinocchio movie that's coming out soon and stuff, and I know his going to
Oh,
be a darker
so
twist
he's
to
going to
that
kill a
war.
kid.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, great.
So, but if you think of Pinocchio, the Disney image is the one.
Hmm.
So it's one of those things where kind of it's a little hard to change up the look because I think people just associate it with the Disney image. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad that they made. It's very easy to change the look of Jiminy Cricket, of Geppetto, of Pinocchio, Figaro, Cleo, all these iconic characters from that movie, which I loved growing up. I'm so glad they kept it
Hmm.
for sure. Now She-Hulk, great episode. Each episode I'm really enjoying. I cannot take the visual effects. Hers, just hers.
I'm getting more used to it. I don't
You are
see it, man.
pandering, sir. I
I
don't care.
don't feel that in any way, shape, or form. As the guy who has literally watched Green Women his whole life, hence Star Trek Day.
Don't
Orions
bring
are
it
a
back. You
thing.
stay with it.
Orions are a thing, and I'm just saying that
And they
she
all
looks
look
fine.
good.
She
And they
looks
all.
fine.
She looks fine, but like no. I honestly at this point I would just prefer Tatiana Maslany and
I
be
mean,
honest.
I just don't see it, man. I'm not getting that at
I
all.
can't. I
It
can't.
is really something that I am just completely numb to. I must be like a smooth brain who has no better idea or understanding because I don't see it. The
I'm
first
telling you,
episode, I saw a little bit of like, okay, there were some facial expression things that were a little odd. The more I watched and looked harder, I was like, all right, I can see a struggle here. But I don't know. Since then, I haven't really had
nah,
any
I
many
can't.
complaints.
It's so tough. It's so tough. But I mean, again, everything else I like. It looks like to me
Yeah.
when she is sitting next to somebody who's clearly a human character.
Hmm.
Even when she was next to the Hulk or next to Abomination, I'm like, they put time in. They put time into all these characters, but her character, you're like, it looks like I'm watching Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where you
Maybe
have
you just need
all. Of,
maybe you just need
no,
to smoke a lot of weed before you actually watch
maybe
it.
you will
Like,
forget it. Maybe
yeah,
you'll forget it.
yeah,
Again, I
maybe.
can get past it because the show is enjoyable and
Right.
I like her.
Hmm.
Her acting is fun. She's a great character. I'm not taking away from her. This has nothing to do with her as an actor.
Right.
This has everything to do with the visual effects of this not being ready or look good.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing a lack of polish there. But once again, I'm missing something.
You
I'm
need
clearly
to
missing
stop
something.
smoking so much
And
because
you know what? Maybe that's the point here. Maybe if I just take a break and you start kicking into high gear,
we got
you'll
to meet in
enjoy
the
it, and I'll
middle
be
and then
like,
we'll
"This
enjoy
is
it.
terrible."
Again, I can enjoy it. I can enjoy it. I like the show, but the visual effects kill me because it's like I don't know. I like it's hard when I watch all of Marvel. I'm like, wow, the visual effects, even like the little things that I'm like, all right, that wasn't quite ready, I don't think, but it still looks good.
Mhm.
She's the one thing that I'm like, this is not great.
Mhm.
This is not
Mhm.
great. But I'm glad, but it's fun. I think this is a compliment to the actor though, because she still keeps me engaged.
Yeah,
Her character, like she is such a good actor, she keeps me engaged.
she is. She's doing a
Um,
fantastic job. So maybe that's what I'm doing is I'm looking past her skin and into the
okay.
deeper person inside,
Listen, your signal
and I'm
virtuing
seeing that
for
character.
She-Hulk is killing me. Um, just said visual effects, not her as a woman. Uh, I don't know what it is. I just feel like they didn't take enough time, and it
Mhm.
does feel like when she's next to as She-Hulk, when she's next to a human character, it's like holy shit. It's like I see like Roger Rabbit type animation next to Bob Hoskins, and it's like this is tough.
Yeah.
This is tough. But either way, I'm going to advocate and say you should check out the show because it's really witty. It's really funny. It calls, it calls itself out. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth checking out.
It's part of the fun because they definitely embody the character from the comic book that way. And I am a fan of that comic book, at least the
Yeah.
second run. I never really read much from the first run, but the second run I was a huge fan.
Hmm.
And
Well,
she does all of that. She calls him out. She actually talks and breaks fourth wall constantly. It's
oh
very
yeah.
tongue in cheek. There's a lot of absurdity, so a lot of fun.
I don't want all of the haters of the show to be like, see, he knows,
Yeah,
because that's not what I'm saying. I like the
no,
show.
right.
And I think it's really well done and witty and written really well and acted really well. Um, and I don't want all the people who are like, I can't believe you hate the show, you piece of shit. Like, no, I don't hate the show. I just don't like the visual effects. And do not give me shit about the visual effects and say, well, the visual effects artists try. I support visual effects artists. I've been doing it a lot
Hmm.
longer than most of these people screaming and crying. But when you look at Abomination on this show,
Hmm.
and he looks comic book accurate, he looks
It looks
perfect.
fantastic. Yeah,
You compare him to the original Hulk movie Tim Roth was in, and you're like, what the hell was that? That's not Abomination. And
well, it
then you
was
get
not
this.
Abomination. He had the weird head. I didn't
Yeah,
like his
and
head.
it was like a skull head. It was weird. This,
Uh,
he actually had the fins, he had everything, he
yeah,
was blue. I'm like, that's Abomination. That looks perfect. The details there, everything looks good. They put so much effort into that. I'm like, why aren't you putting effort into this? What are you using that it's not working? I don't know. It's just driving me crazy. But regardless of all that, it's a good show. Check it out. Now,
yes.
I know we're coming up on time soon, so I just want to cover a couple of other things, which
Hmm.
are, I don't know, bullshit. Uh, no, so we're getting into Black Adam had a new trailer, which is finally a trailer I watched, and I was like, okay, I can get into this.
I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah,
It'll be fine. It's DC, so it'll be fine at best.
I'm interested to see where it goes because now you get an idea that the Justice Society is working with Amanda Waller, so
Hmm.
it's somewhat in the current time frame. You don't know where, but
It
you know,
exists that we can, point at and go, oh, around there.
yeah,
Yeah,
because yeah, you figure she's within a certain age range, she's not immortal, so
right.
um, yeah, you got to figure maybe it's before Justice League or whatever, or before Peacemaker and everything. But so I'm excited to see where that goes. Um, but it did look like a cool trailer. He looks a lot more evil than I had anticipated. I thought he was going to join the JSA.
Yeah.
It does not look like that's the case.
No, I think I'm glad they made him the anti-hero
Yeah,
the anti-anti-hero. Yeah, there we go.
the anti-hero for sure.
Yeah. It's
For
super
sure.
meta.
I am going to tell you guys. I will be deleting this video because I screwed up earlier.
Hmm.
And thank you for pointing it out for me, Casey. Um, and I will be changing it, editing it, and re-uploading it. So please go back and give us those likes.
So congratulations if you happen to watch this live. It looks like we've got the chicken, who's
The chicken
awesome.
is here, yes. And actually, you have a
Uh,
question for us.
yes,
He says off topic, but what do we think of Halloween
I
H2O?
loved it. Halloween H show is one of my favorites.
When it came out, I absolutely loved it.
Hmm.
Um, but when I as I get older, I don't dislike it. I
Yeah.
enjoy it, but I'm like, man, this does have problems though.
Oh, it has a lot of problems, but I think that's part of the joy is it's got that faculty
Oh,
vibe, that sort of,
yeah, it was a
disturbing
product of its
behaviors.
time.
So it was a product of its time, and that's a time I like to revisit every once in a while. It's a fun little time capsule.
Yeah,
That's what H2O is. And it doesn't
100%.
have Danger Network or whatever.
I like that you say that's a time I like to revisit. And when we were putting together our plans for our other show that we'll release next week and we'll talk about, pretty much every movie you mentioned was from that time. You you live in that time. You never
It's a
left.
great time. I'm just
You
saying.
stayed with that
Hey,
time.
you got to stay young at heart. That's what
It's true.
Old Blue Eyes told me that.
You
So
got to
I
stay
listen
young
to
at heart.
what Frankie says. He says remain young at heart, man. So 2001 till about 2005, nailed it.
You are not wrong, my friend. So definitely stick with that. So it looks like we are getting what do you call it? A sixth and final season of Handmaid's Tale. I don't watch it, so
Okay.
Um,
Interesting.
not against it. I just don't. I
Yeah.
haven't watched it. You know what? I did watch the first episode way back when with my
Hmm.
wife. And that show's hard, man. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's. I get the message to it, and it's definitely hard. But I was like, I don't know that I can commit to this.
Well, it
Um,
takes a certain level of sincerity and seriousness, and it's a lot. And I don't want to watch anything serious right now.
yeah. I'm kind of
Yeah.
there with you. I need a break from the serious.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of heavy dramas and stuff, and that's why it's like, okay, we're shrouding ourselves in Star Trek and prepping for horror. So that's where we're going.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a funny thing. Like, listen, we need a break from seriousness. Let's watch horror movies.
Let's see some people get absolutely murdered, eviscerated, or tracked by some weird phantom. Yeah, this is wonderful. That's exactly what I need.
I'm at 54. Tomorrow's 53.
Ooh, sweet. Which means
So,
we have to do a show soon.
yep, we're gonna be doing the
Recap
next
show
25. Yeah, we're gonna do a recap.
Sunday, right?
Not Sunday because I
Okay.
am
Oh, Skyline. Sorry, we're still doing the
no, not
Skyline
just
Indie Film
Skyline.
Fest.
The move, like
Oh
into the
yeah,
house
you're
and stuff. So
leaving your home to the other home.
tonight, my equipment gets broken down, so I'm not really gonna have
Oh
a
wow,
chance to do it.
this is it. This is the final. We do
All right.
have John Loss here as well. Want to say hey to
John
John.
Alas,
Great to see you.
hailing
Hello, my
frequencies
friend.
open, ready to receive whatever explanations are about to come my way.
Yes,
I hope you
sir.
enjoyed my opening rant.
Oh, I'm sure there was a good deal of them.
And this would have been the perfect segue, but you didn't use this one. The Kardashians, when I talk about
Right? Yeah,
them. I love him. Garrick on DS9 is one of my all-time favorite characters. He's a great
he
character.
absolutely is. Remember, everything was the truth,
And Chris says,
even
not
the
a Trek
lies.
fan myself, could never get into it.
Completely
Chris,
understand.
I will say this. There is a show for you.
Hmm.
You have to find which one is for you.
Yep.
And I would probably advocate to say
DS9.
try DS9 and go with that. And I guarantee you, because there was a lot of Trek that I was like, I don't know if I want to get into it. And then, like I did Star Trek, the original series, and Next Gen, I did. But what really opened up my brain was watching DS9 allowed me to be like, I want to try this. I want to try this. I want to try, and really immerse myself into it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the best ways to do it. And never forget, Chris, that even though you don't like Star Trek, there's still a fan here of Star Trek who likes you.
All right, that was smooth. That was a smooth
Right?
one. I like your style.
I like your moves.
I like your moves. All right, guys. Casey's got to get going because he is unfortunately stuck having to do a very important mission.
Yes, yes.
And
I actually have been called to the bridge currently. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. Remember to be kind to each other. Be nice to Mick. Don't hurt him. And in a special good evening, live long and prosper.
well, I'm gonna just start doing the credits. But Casey, you take care, sir, and happy Star Trek Day, sir.
Happy Star Trek Day.
All right, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. You guys are all awesome. We want to say thank you so much for joining in on this special day. We talk about a few things. We want to get into some updates. It's Thursday night. It's late, so I just wanted to say hello, say goodbye, and I also want to say thank you. Thank you to our patrons. Our patrons are amazing people who truly help us keep the lights on, help us keep everything going. Tim, Paul, Stacy, Matt, Aaron, Chris S, Chris H, Dan, John B, Ron, Jason, AJ, Radar, and John W. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. You are amazing. And if you guys want to join our Patreon, we have 3 tiers available with all different perks available. And it's at patreon.com/the Scene Snobs. You can also join up on our Snobs Nation Discord. The Snobs Nation community is a wonderful community to be a part of. We're very accepting of everybody and all your fandoms and your geekdoms and everything else. Come out there, have a great conversation, talk with everybody, and just let's enjoy each other. Let's have a good time. So check that out, guys. This is our, of course, YouTube channel. Please hit like on this. Make sure to hit like on the new video once it goes up. But you can check out Geek Fest Live. It's usually every Sunday night at 9 p.m. We also have Real Combat Season 2 coming out soon. We have Plot Roast, which is our Patreon show, but we do have an edited version that comes out on YouTube as well. But if you want to see the full version, you got to join our Patreon. We have Scene Snobs Reviews, where we review new movies every week. The Scene Snobs Podcast is our flagship show. We always have a great time with it. We have a very special guest, Brian Krause, joining us this week from Charmed. He will be joining in. We'll be talking about a lot of fun stuff. That's live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. So make sure to come check that out. And it's available on all podcast platforms afterwards. And we have 2 new shows joining in. So stay tuned for that. We do have merch available if you want to get our logo on stuff or some of our other famous stuff. We're also going to have very new designs coming out. So make sure to look out for that. That's on snobsmerch.com. The links are all of these things are down below. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media. We're also on Tumblr and Pinterest, if that's your fancy. But this is where you can find us on everything. We're at the Scene Snobs everywhere except for TikTok because they won't let me change it. So it's at the Scene Snob. Go follow us for daily content on everything and more. Guys, we truly appreciate you. You are truly fantastic. Thank you all so much. We love your support. We love you guys. So yes, until next time, I'm Mick Manhattan, as usually, always joined by my madman Casey Plott, the partner in crime, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon.